Yo, what's up, guys? Teacher Paul here, and today we are reacting to a copy request. This one comes from Susan, and Susan says the following. Leena Henningsen is a German filmmaker, photographer, and content creator who lives in the mountains of Norway. She moved there in 2018 and is inspired by the country's wild landscapes and peaceful nature. Through her films, photography, and YouTube channel, she shares stories and images of the Norwegian wilderness, especially forests, mountains, and the northern lights. She lives together with her partner Joaquin Ingelstad, who is a painter and artist. The couple lives a quiet life close to nature and works together on creative projects inspired by the Norwegian landscape. Together, they form an artistic couple and run the art project and the shop called Art of Nature, where they create and sell artworks inspired by nature. This is her story. Let's check this out.
My name is Leena, I'm from Germany, and 2.5 years ago I decided to leave everything behind and move to Norway to live a life close to nature.
We've got to watch this in 4K. Oh no, it's not available in 4K, but beautiful scenery so far.
Today I want to share really honest my personal story with you, how and why all that happened. I lived in Hamburg since I was 14, and I lived...
That church, that cathedral, I think I've seen it before.
I lived in Hamburg since I was 14, and I lived there in the middle of the city for 7 years. These 7 years I lived under constant inner tension and stress, always asking myself, what the hell is wrong with me?
Wow.
It's hard to describe. Imagine you just step out of the door.
Probably social anxiety.
They're talking, maybe looking at you, maybe don't even notice you. Traffic is passing by, loud noises, blinking lights everywhere. Your chest tightens, you can't breathe, you get scared, your mind gets blurry, you feel completely paralyzed, and you just don't know why, because somehow nobody else seems to experience it the same way you do. I guess we're all afraid of being excluded, being the strange one, so I learned to pull myself together and act as normal as I could.
Does anybody else feel that way?
But at some point I started to get panic attacks in crowded places. I suddenly fainted in class or in the subway, and I felt more and more depressed. I didn't want to go out anymore at all.
Dang.
I was afraid of people, and sometimes even going to the supermarket became a real challenge. During the whole time, I hated myself so much, always telling me I'm just not trying hard enough and struggling with the feeling of not fitting in and not belonging somewhere.
This is something that happens to a lot of us. I think in 2020, that is when a lot of people started feeling that way. And once you're in your house for so long, to go out, it is quite a challenge, I think, after that, after experiencing that. But I love that I love that she looked for a solution.
Norway was on a holiday to visit a friend. The first time I traveled to Norway was on a holiday to visit a friend. And the moment I stepped out of the plane, something happened. There was this cold wind in my face. I heard people talking in Norwegian, and suddenly I had this strong feeling of being home.
That's nice. I kind of felt the same way when I went to Norway. It's such a great place. It's very calming. It's a very soothing place.
I stayed at this beautiful place called Dream Valley with my now dear friend Tina and her 9 horses.
9 horses?
A small farm surrounded by endless forests.
Norwegian horses.
I didn't even know it is possible to live like that. This simple life, down to earth, together with the animals, touched something deep inside of me. And in the moment I was sitting in the plane back to Germany, I knew I had to come back. And that is what I did as often as I could. And all the time when I was sitting in my apartment in Hamburg, I was dreaming about the special sound of silence, the feeling of
The
space,
sound of silence.
the clean, fresh air, the smell of the forests, and the tranquility of a freezing, deep, dark winter landscape.
It has a distinct smell. Guys, I visited the fjords and it's a unique feeling. That cold Nordic air, fresh air. Just the air quality is just absolutely amazing.
So right after I finished my studies, I packed my things again and traveled back to Dream Valley. I didn't have a plan, but already after 1 week I suddenly woke up in the night and I knew I will not go back to Germany. Do you know these kind of decisions? When you just know. You don't have to analyze the pros and cons. Will you do it? Will you not? You just know. Since then, I stayed in Dream Valley for another year, built myself a little home on wheels, and traveled other areas of this beautiful country together with my two most
Wow.
loved beings.
And I love that he supported her, you know, that he said, yeah, let's go, let's do it. A lot of people would be afraid of that. You know, the dogs, they'll always be your best
Last
friend.
autumn, we ended up in a sweet little house in the Norwegian countryside. This is more I could ever wish for. Just us together, sitting by the fire, living a simple life, not having much and not needing much. Just doing what we love and working really hard on bringing our next big dream into life.
It's a simple life.
After such a long time, I finally
Wow.
feel I can slowly let go of this tension I was holding all the time and just breathe. I still don't know why I experience everything like that. I read all the books about hypersensitivity, therapeutic techniques, meditation, grounding strategies, and self-development. And I think it's great to keep improving and growing, but not out of a state of there is something wrong with me which I need to fix. I am not broken, and neither are you. We all have different struggles in life, things that maybe have hurt us or a pain that we are carrying.
This is
And
more
we live in a
inspirational
society
than
where
I
things
thought it
like
would be.
that are not really like to be seen, where being happy, motivated, successful, and in the best case spiritual enlightened is almost the biggest status symbol. But life has both sides, and sometimes there is just darkness and we don't have an answer. And you know what? That is okay. We don't have to.
It's nice. She feels,
So the biggest relief for me
it feels like there's less pressure now.
was to surrender, to accept that I feel how I feel and that the things are how they are.
I love that her dog also has like a shade of, like a different shade, a different color or shade of fur. It's nice. It's a unique aspect.
Accept that I feel how I feel and that the things are how they are.
Yeah, we're
When
only
we stop
human.
fighting or judging in either way, we can suddenly see everything out of a neutral perspective. And out of a neutral perspective, we are able to choose. We can choose to create ourselves a life that serves us, an environment where we feel safe and loved and where we can grow into our best version, whatever that means to you. And even if for you it's also not matching with any common idea of how that should look like. So when somebody asks me why I moved to Norway, I always tend to answer, Well, I just like it here a lot. It's a
Peace of
beautiful
mind.
country with all the nature, you know. But I guess I finally had to tell the real story. It was so much more than that. It was life-saving.
It's for peace of mind. Just get clear of all the clutter. If you've never been to Norway, it's a good place to just get away from everything. But hey, not only Norway, you gotta find a place that you feel peace. That was pretty cool. That was a good inspirational video. It was more inspirational and motivational than I thought it would be. And it's more about finding somewhere you're content and peaceful in than actually a specific place. Because some people might find their peace in Norway and some people might find their peace somewhere else. But the thing is, take her as an example. She saw something was wrong. She evaluated and she took that leap. She changed her entire life because she wanted to get better and feel better. And she wasn't afraid of doing that. So take care of yourselves, guys. Your mental health comes first and it is very important. So hope you guys are doing okay. With that said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Susan, for requesting this video and introducing this channel, which is a very well-made channel, a good filmmaking photography channel. The visuals were stunning. And not only did she find somewhere that she can breathe calmer, but somewhere where she can capture the beauty of. And that's pretty nice. I can understand why she would make this decision. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care for now. Go over to Buy My Coffee to request a video or go over to Discord to join our community. See you. Bye-bye.